I've spoke on that in other videos, but let me get back to something else. And that goes back to when I said people do what they want to. You hear adults all the time say things like, I'm grown, I can do what I want to do. You right, you can. You can. But there's still an action, there's still a consequence, and there's still going to be a response to what your grown butt is doing. Even I had to learn this concept at some point. It took me a while to get it. Because I could sit here, I'm grown, man, I do what I want to do. Can't nobody tell me what to do. You know what I'm saying? I could be going against the grain, not understanding how rough I'm making things, not caring about, excuse me, why people are reacting to me the way that they are. Why they not feeling me with what I'm doing and what I'm saying. It's making sense to me, but they act like they don't get it. Most of the time it's because somebody's seeing something that you not. You so engulfed. Is that how I want to say it, y'all? Hit me up in the comments. You so engulfed with yourself that you're saying, forget everybody else's feelings, forget everybody else's thoughts, forget what they care about in their responses. You don't care. You're doing you. You know what I'm saying? We've all been there. And then we come up with excuses why we did it. Just because we got good excuses for why we do things, it doesn't mean that the other person that we done something to, or who's seen it or who's part of it, has to agree with it, or has to go along with it, or has to say, okay, fine. You know what I mean? And people get that mixed up too. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be mindful that everything that you do, there's a response to it. And it might not be the response that you want to. And that doesn't make them bad. It doesn't make them mean. It doesn't make them not care for you. It just means that's their response to have. You probably made that person feel some type of way. But because you were so set on you and what you was doing, that you didn't think about the reaction of that person. Think about everything that you do before you do it. This is where we got to put our egos aside and pride aside, people. You know what I'm saying? You have to. You got to, sometimes you just got to say, if you want people around you, then you're going to show them you want them around. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to disrespect them. You're not going to talk to them crazy. You're not going to belittle them. You're not going to always throw in their face what you want, what you deserve, what you're going to get, and what you're going to whatever. Because the person's just going to look at you and go, okay. And that's like me. I understand. You want what you want. I understand. We all do. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. I understand. But I don't have to agree with what you're talking about. Like for me, personally, if you got to keep on telling people what you deserve and what you're going to get, you're basically just trying to prove it to yourself at that point, right? Because you're going to get whatever you put out. You understand what I'm saying? If a person generally sees that you care and generally sees that you rocking with them, you don't have to tell a person that. You get what I'm saying? They're going to do it anyways. Anybody that you're around is supposed to care enough to want to make you happy anyways, whether it's friendship or relationship. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to keep, because let me tell you something with that. What you think you're worth, you might not be worth that to somebody else. Yeah, there's a catch-20, you know, somebody, this person might see the treasure, this person might see this. But the thing with that is this person might know a little bit more about you, and that's why they're trying to determine your worth. Now, I'm not saying people can put the worth on you, a value on you, right? You put it on yourself. And then this is the response from it, you know? So Like, I give you something. You go, everybody's worth something. Everybody deserves to be happy. That's a fact. We know that. I'm not going against that at all. What I'm saying is check yourself. Because at one point in life, I thought I was worth everything. And I wasn't worth shit. You understand what I'm saying? Now, I had good qualities. I had a big heart. I helped people. But depending on what you talking about, I wasn't worth a darn. You understand what I'm saying? So for me to go to a woman and say, I know my worth, and I'm out here sleeping with people I'm not in relationships with. I'm out here selling drugs. I'm out here beating on women. I'm out here doing this, but I'm steady saying I know my worth because I might feed the homeless. Everybody's worth something, but you really need to get a sense of what you really worth. You can't be worth $1 and then go asking somebody to treat you like $100 bill. That's not the case. Like with me, I see people who and I've been here. When I was, it was probably my 20s, because I had my kids at 20. I think I started having kids at 20, I think. Or well, I had one when I was 16, but that's a long story. I wasn't around for a while. Now, the first few years I was around. And then I would be in and out, and I was running the streets, and you can run the streets with your thugs. I'll be waiting for you. That was me. I was out running the streets, doing whatever it is, what I wanted. I'm grown. I can do what I want to do, right? So point being, I use me. And then when you decide to say, nah, I'm trying to come there. And then they're like, nah, you're not welcome here, right? You go, why not? I never did none of you. I'm not a problem. But what makes you think, and I had to learn this, what makes you think that you can jump in and out of these kids' lives whenever you feel like it? Come back whenever you decide you want to, and things are supposed to be the same. I didn't understand that when I was younger. I didn't. Now, that didn't stop me from like popping up at games and staying in the back, or, you know, popping up to the school, which I got stories about, or, you know, popping up somewhere, seeing them. It just, at the time, the communication part was real tough. But I had to understand that while it was not 100% my fault, I still had a part to play in it. I set in motion what was going on. You understand what I'm saying? So as you get older, you start taking accountability for it, and I'm getting to a point of worth. We're all worth something, but know it. When people say know your worth, it ain't just about you putting yourself up here on a worth scale. It's about knowing yourself, knowing what you're putting into in life and what you're trying to get back from it. Does that make sense to y'all? You can't just keep putting your worth up here and that's not what you're working. That's not what your resume is saying. You know, when you go get a job, they be like, well, you only work one job, so we'll pay you $9. You know, and then if you worked maybe a few years somewhere else, somebody else might get $12. That resume matters. There's a resume for that. There's a resume for life. There's a resume for friendship. There's a resume for relationships. Shoot, there's a resume for parenting. Let me tell you, you know, it's by the grace of God and all kind of other things that I've made it to this point in life, and I still make mistakes with stuff. I don't make the serious mistakes that I used to. I heard somebody say one time, I choose my mistakes wisely. and some of us probably think like they do that too. Like, you know, some stuff you just don't do anymore. You know what I'm saying? But I had to get an see, I like talking to y'all because I can use my life to try to help somebody else understand something. You know what I mean? You might be looking at my video right now going, dang, that's how what's his name probably feel. Dang, am I doing that? Ooh, dang. You know what I'm saying? It could be that. This is life lessons with B, for sure. So I like to say that stuff because I know me. If you come back, if you haven't been around my children, and I got a lot of children, y'all. If you haven't been around my children, or you in and out, and you come back and expect things to be the same, they not. Some people do feel entitled to that, though. Some people go, and this used to be me. Well, I'm their daddy. And, well, I'm their mama. And, you ain't been acting like one. And that was a hard pill for me to swallow, and understanding and take accountability. So the conversation I had when I got back in my kids' lives was, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. It wasn't me necessarily trying to explain the whys and the this and this and then this. Now with an adult, you probably gonna do that. You're gonna try to be like, nah, see, nah. It wasn't all me, it wasn't. But with your children, you just gotta let them know that you're sorry. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna be here. You know I wasn't perfect. I know things wasn't right. I know I could have done things better. I know I could have done things different. You know what I'm saying? That was my conversation with my kids, and my kids, they let me have it. And I sat there and I took it and I listened to it because this is something that they probably needed to get off their chest for a long time. And they should be able to do that without me going, well, this ain't because of that, and that's because of this, and this because of this, and this because of this. Man, these are my kids. I'm here for you. You're not here for me. You're not in this world for me. I'm here for you. I created you. So I didn't have that type of energy when I got back in my children's lives. I was humbled down. My kids humble me. My kids probably the only people I want, the main people who can humble me down to where I'm just listening. And I'm just taking it in. And I can take whatever they give me. You know what I'm saying? Because I owe them that. But when a grown person comes in after not being there for their kids, talking about their worth and what they owe and what they did and what they don't, I'm looking at you like, well, if you went off and had another girlfriend, another boyfriend, and they treated you like that and put you on that pedestal, that's cool. But when you come to me, who's been taking care of our kids by myself, you don't get to throw around your worth to me because your worth ain't high as you think it is. You definitely worth something, but don't come spewing it to me and what you gonna get. What you should do and what I did with I'm sorry, I wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? And if you're trying to mend things with your kids, daddy or mother or whatever the case may be, you don't come back like that. You don't come back entitled. You don't come back demanding anything. These are things I had to learn through the years. I used to be that guy who came back and thought everything was sweet and everything is just about to go right back in motion and that everything is everything. You know me. You know what I can do, girl. You know, yeah. No. Ain't nobody trying to hear that at 38. And I'm just saying, I say 38 because to me, that's just, it's like my age is up there to me. You know what I'm saying? Probably because everything I've been through. I'm young, but, but at 38, no. You got to know how to talk to people, and you have to know how to reintroduce yourself to things. You don't just come back feeling entitled to anything. First off, see, you got to build trust back, right? You got to show that you're here. You're going to be consistent, right? Whether it's a friendship, relationship, parenting, whatever.